Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Covers. Thank you everybody for joining. If you're watching for the first time, who am I? My name is Daniela Bleckner. I am an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories out there in the form of books. On the bookshelf behind me, there are just some of the 350 plus books that we've published over the last 9 years. I'm absolutely passionate about providing a platform for unseen, unheard authors so they can have their voices heard and stories shared, so they can educate, inspire, empower, transform, entertain, heal for generations to come. So what is this show about if you're watching for the first time, and why is it called Between the Covers? It's all about finding out what goes on between the covers of creating, publishing, promoting and distributing a book that you can be proud of. I believe everyone has a unique story, a unique journey, a unique path. Your story, your journey, your path could be the very one needed to connect to that one person who needs to hear it the most. But let's find out what goes on between the covers of creating that book, because it's easy to take a book off the bookshelf and enjoy it, forget about it, well, not forget about it, but enjoy the read, but not understand what goes on behind the scenes of creating that book. Now, before I introduce my awesome and amazing guest, I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown. There you go, music stopped. A bit of a rundown about what's gone on this week. It's been a very exciting week. Before I do that, you can support me and this platform by sending stars. Stars convert into money. I think 1 star is like 5p or something, but they help me to earn money to make more content so I can keep this show going, but also do outreach projects. For example, I help young authors publish books. And currently looking for funding at the moment for some exciting projects. So all your stars do help to support this channel. Hello to Demelza. Thank you so much for coming on. She's here, fellow writer. Awesome. So this has been an exciting week because last week I interviewed Della Judd, who is the granddaughter of an RAF soldier. He joined the RAF when he was 17. Her book is on the bookshelf behind me here, Air Raids and RAF Days. She compiled his diary during the Second World War and letters that his parents had sent him while he was away. And we managed to get her she managed to also get some amazing press for herself. She was featured on the BBC. She's been in South London Press. She's had one of the letters featured in Who Do You Think You Are magazine. She's just doing amazingly well. And I've had some really good news myself. Just a few hours ago, I've been nominated for an award. It's the Entrepreneur of Excellence Award. I'm going to put the link in the comments. Entrepreneur of Excellence Award for the National Diversity Awards. In fact, I started my company 9 years ago, and I was actually voted for this in 2017. I was a finalist in 2017. 9 years have passed. I think it's 9 years. Maths might be a bit off there, but quite a few years has passed, and it feels like we've gone full circle with the business. I've learned so much more as an entrepreneur, and we've expanded the vision. We have so much more as well to come. So thank you so much for the love. If you're watching, this is a very interactive show, so please do throw up your questions and comments for our awesome and amazing guest. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and please don't forget to vote for me. Here is the link. Pop over to any of my pages. You can also vote for me there. There's 6 days left. So who am I introducing you to today? Of course, I forgot to say, if you found this of worth and value, please do share this out. How can you not? I'm going to introduce to you my awesome and amazing guest, who I think I've been working with for about 5 months. I always estimate, I can never quite remember, about 5 months. She has written a beautiful book called Heartbeat of Hope. I absolutely love this cover. Let me tell you what the book's about first, and then I'm going to introduce the lovely guest. When Lion was born, his tiny heart carried a heavy burden, a rare congenital defect that plunged his family into a storm of fear and uncertainty. Heartbeat of Hope is a deeply moving memoir that follows one mother's relentless fight for her child's life. So please do welcome Ezinwanne, who is releasing this book on the 17th of May. She also has a book launch. And if you are one of these people that has been saying that you're coming and haven't booked your ticket yet, hear it from me first. Please book that ticket. We need to know how many people will be attending so we can cater for you on the day. So Ezinwanne Lilian Ozuloha, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I know I asked you before this interview, and I really want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Ozuloha. She's a university graduate, social worker, wife, and mother whose personal journey inspires her heartfelt writing. Her debut memoir captures the profound challenges and triumphs of raising her son, Lion, who was born with a cardiac condition. Through this deeply personal narrative, she explores themes of resilience, hope, unconditional love, and the critical importance of support systems. In addition to her work as a writer, Ezinwanne is the founder of Radiant Rise, a social media platform created to inspire hope in others. Drawing from her own life experiences, she encourages those facing difficult situations to believe in the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I just had to read her bio out because I absolutely love it. I think it encapsulates who she is as a person, both personally and professionally. Please do throw up. I want to see those heart emojis go up, please, before I introduce her. Please show her some love. Let's see some clappy hands or fire, whatever it is that you want to do while I introduce Ezinwanne. Hello.
Hi.
How are
Can you
you?
hear me all right?
I can
Very
hear
well,
you
thank you.
perfectly. Excellent. I'm loving your banner in the background. It arrived. Yay.
Yeah, I did. Came in the
Good.
post today. I've
So this
literally
is,
just walked in.
yeah, and that Ezinwanne is a very, very busy lady. We've been doing some mentoring, and it's hard, isn't it, to get those hours in to catch up, but we do it. We manage to do it how we can. Hardworking woman,
Yeah.
and during such a difficult job that you have, in social working and with the hours as well, she has managed to write and publish her book, Heartbeat of Hope, a mother's journey through resilience, medicine, and hope, coming out on the 17th of May. I just love this. I just love the cover. So let's talk a bit about it first. It's a really powerful title. Can you share what it means to you personally? Why Heartbeat of Hope?
At the time when I was writing, I felt like one of the reasons why I called it Heartbeat of Hope was I wanted hope. And with my son's heart condition, I needed a bit of hope in my life. So when I was looking for a name for the book, so Heartbeat of Hope kind of captured everything that I wanted. So it kind of represented the fight that Lions had. That whole idea of having light at the end of the tunnel. I kind of wanted that to be me for us to come out the other side. So Heartbeat of Hope was just, it's more or less giving hope to people that might be in a situation that they think is hopeless. It's one heartbeat at a time, take it one step at a time. It's just a process. So
I
yeah.
love that as well, because when we got you some press in The Voice, didn't we? And you were very
Yeah.
clear about the kind of photos that you wanted. You wanted photos that, it'd be easy to send photos, of Lion at his most vulnerable. But you wanted to share a photo that shared hope and
Yeah.
overcoming. And like I said, and that photo is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So what was the moment that made you decide that this story needed to be shared beyond your personal diary? So sorry,
I
what
think
I forgot to mention is that Lilian was writing, Ezinwanne was actually writing a blow by blow account as she was going through this experience with
yeah.
Lion, which is testament to your character. I don't, it must have been really tough. But what was that moment that made you decide that this story needed to be shared?
When I was in hospital with my son, when Lion had his first open heart surgery, and well, obviously I found out about his heart when I was pregnant, and a lot of the emotions that I had at the time, I did not know how to deal with. I didn't think I felt hopeless. Let me just say it was a hopeless situation. I didn't see a way out of it. So when I've always kept a diary as a child, so I've always been that child that will write annoying letter to anyone and everyone. If Dad was here, he will probably tell you that. So I've always written a diary. So I was keeping record of Lion's journey, because for me it was a way to like reflect in the future, for more or less surviving the process, but again go back to it in the future. So when I went, one of the most difficult things I've ever gone through in my entire life, I felt like if I had a book like A Bit of Hope, it would have given me hope when I felt hopeless. So when I looked at the entries in my diary, I thought, hang on a minute, this would actually help somebody in a hopeless situation. I thought, put A Bit of Hope together, put all these seeds that you put in this diary, put it out there. That was the moment I started looking for a way to get it published. I wasn't gonna do it. It was just for my own for my own keeps. But I thought about the parents, and one of these, actually I did speak to the lady yesterday to tell her that I'll be having this interview today. She's probably watching it if she's back from work, to share a little bit about her story. So when Lion was in hospital, I was fortunate enough to meet other parents that are going through this situation, because you never know the amount of people that are going through difficulties until you're in that process, right?
Yeah.
So I met this lady. She said something to me that really stuck with me. Her child has never left the hospital, and her child is about 5. She says he will never leave this hospital. I don't see that happening. And she go there and spread the light. Don't spread the darkness. And that really stayed with me. And that's something that I want to do for the rest of my life. Spread that little hope. Give a person in a hopeless situation little hope. Because I think we need that in this hopeless, in this world that can be hopeless at times. So yeah.
100%. That's beautiful. Spread light rather than darkness. Do you know what? You articulated that answer really well. Can I just share? Ezinwanne said that she was worried about this interview because she's not done interviews before. Isn't she doing amazingly well? Can you please get this feedback? You're a natural. You're a natural at speaking. Demelza is saying, wow, inspirational, amazing strength. 100%. Do connect with Demelza as well, because she does some amazing work too. So your book just described as like more than just a medical memoir, which it is so much more. What broader message of hope can readers take away from your story?
You know, again, I feel like if I have to, I feel like I can't emphasize it enough. But when we as individuals are in a hopeless situation, we often feel isolated. We often feel like there's no way out of it. But then, if only we can see the future, if only we can see tomorrow, or maybe even the next hour, or the next minute, or the next day, then maybe we wouldn't worry so much when we're in that little darkness, like I call it. When I was in that situation with my son, I didn't see past the situation, but every single time I decide to hold on to hope, take it one step at a time, take it one habit at a time, it kind of made different to the way I felt, but at the same time, it made the whole experience made sense to me now that I reflect on it, now that I look at A Bit of Hope. And I thought, you know what? Give people what you wanted in the situation where you are. It might not be what, and I know, like when you're going through certain things, it might not be what you want to hear. You might think that there's no end to it. But I am here to tell our viewers that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You need to hang in there long enough to see that light. If you give up halfway in the journey, you might never see that light. You just need to hang in there. Hold on to hope, because at the end of the day, that's all you got.
Thank you. I love what you just said. Take it one heartbeat at a time. I think that needs to be like your slogan. Take it one heartbeat at a time. And you're right. No, it's brilliant advice, because it is literally, sometimes when we think too far into the future, it seems it can be really confusing and scary and daunting and uncertain. But then when we look in the past, we can be stuck in there. But if we're just living in the present, taking it one heartbeat at a time, I think that's a really powerful message for so many of us. So thank you. Make sure you trademark that. So one thing that really shone through in the book was not only were you like a fantastic writer, like I said, some people have incredible stories, but they need help with telling that story. But you were a natural writer with your descriptions and your detail, and it was almost like I was literally there with you, holding your hand through everything, feeling all of those emotions, and because you really just brought it to life. But one thing that really
Yeah.
shone through in your book was the support system you had. You mentioned them a lot, your friends, the family, how you could call on them and not keep yourself isolated. And I found that really powerful. So can you talk to me a little bit about your support network? In saying that, sorry, you have your sister come on. She's saying, wonderful
Yeah.
message, sis. Oh, lovely. She
Thank
says real
you.
talk. So talk to us a little
Thank
bit
you.
then
So
about your support system, because that's so important. I'm thinking.
yeah, oh, I feel like without support, I wouldn't be here, right? I feel like support was everything for me. It was everything from the start to the end. First, it was supportive partner. Then my kids were quite supportive of the whole situation. Then my parents, then my friends, even strangers. It was support carried me through, even when because people that know me will probably tell you that I don't like. I feel like when I'm going through something, I feel like I'm going to be a burden to somebody. I'll rather not ask. But people came through even without me asking. I had my neighbor drop food on our doorstep. We were in hospital for a while. She would always call. I've had people like call me up, text me. I'm thinking about you. Even moments where I couldn't pray or I don't see anywhere out of it. I get like my best friend Ava that you obviously know from the book.
I
She will
can't wait
send
to
me
meet her.
this yeah, she will send me this voice note of message. She will just pray, and I can't even explain to you how much that calmed me in that storm. It helped me a lot. So I feel like support was everything. Then you had my brother who flew in from the States. He was here. He was here all through. My sister,
Mm,
my mom, literally everyone came through. Even when I did not know that I was being carried, I was actually being carried. And obviously, my partner was like, he was my number one support system because I feel like I wouldn't have been able to walk the journey if not with him. He
mm,
he held my hand every step of the way. So support is an important part of life. And I have this theory, I keep talking about it on my YouTube page, where I believe I've got a theory about life. I believe that we as human beings are on this earth to hold each other's hand. That's why we are not
mhm,
alone. That's why we step out the door, you see someone else. We are here to support one another, to hold each other's hands. It could be like I've said to you, it could be how are you doing test message. It could be a listening ear. It could just be someone just being there, just being there for you to know that you're loved, you're being cared for, you're being carried through this challenge. So it was such an important aspect of this journey for me. Support
mm.
meant everything for me. So yeah,
100%. No one is an
yeah,
island, and we're here to lift each other up, especially through those difficult times as well. Because, it wasn't a short period of time, was it? It was from when you
pregnant.
was it? Yeah, 3 months in, was it? Or can you share a little bit about the
It was,
journey?
so I found out about Lion's Heart when I was about 20 weeks pregnant. So when I went for my second scan, the second scan that you have after
Mm,
the first one, that's when I found out about his heart. And I cut that they told me to terminate him. There was a lot of things that was said. It was a really difficult time. It was a time that I don't know, nothing ever prepares you for that. Nothing ever prepares you for that. But I couldn't be more grateful than I am right now because we came out the other side. We held on to that hope. We're right here. Heartbeat of Hope is here.
mm,
It came from this book was this book was born from this journey. If this journey didn't happen, this book would probably be here.
mm,
And I'm amazed as to how many people it's reached out to, how many people that this has resonated with. And also that journey was what led me to creating Radiant Rise, which is this
mm,
platform to encourage hope. Because I believe that we can make a lot of difference in our life if we could just hold on to that positivity, that hope, that feeling of knowing that, okay, I don't have the answers now. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to take it one habit at a time. You know, that it holds a lot. But
And
yeah.
he's nearly 2 now, isn't he? Is he nearly 2?
Yeah. Due in June.
2 in June.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So close birthday to you then. So this is like a birthday present for the both of you, right? Good timing.
Yeah. Yeah. He's 2 next month. We didn't get to celebrate his first birthday, but he will definitely be celebrating his second one.
Brilliant.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely. So, what was okay? What was really the most difficult bit to write in your book, and what was the most joyful? Isn't quite the word, but the part that you were writing, and then you realize, wow, like I've overcome this. You know, the hope. Yeah. So the two contrasting was the most difficult moment, and what was the one that made you realize that, wow, there's so much hope and joy here?
Yeah, so the most difficult moment, I would say, was when he had his open heart surgery. Because after his open heart surgery, there were complications. There was that part where you might not leave the hospital with him. There is that element of he might not make it. So that was writing that. Even I remember typing away, because I am putting stuff on my diary, even though so I was writing my book right at the moment. Because one thing I do is I will write something down and I will go back to it later. So I would always write in that moment. That was the way that I could that's how I could express my emotion. That's how I could express how I felt. That's how I could put my emotion together, if it makes sense. So for me, writing it at that moment, going back tomorrow, writing it, the doctors will come into the room, I remember, in the night to check line. They're like, you're still typing away. And they probably didn't understand that that was what was helping me from probably, I don't know the right word, even if I thought about it, from falling apart. That was what was keeping me together. That was my coping mechanism. That was the only thing that was keeping me together. So writing about him in hospital when he had his open heart surgery was probably one of the hardest part of the book that I've written, I would say, till date. But when you now go towards the end of the book and then writing about him leaving hospital after having all of this, after seeing all this thing happen to my child, leaving the hospital and being at home. Like there'll be days I would just wake up and look at Lion running around. I can't help but just cry. And sometimes I can't explain why I'm crying. I don't know if it's tears of joy or is it back in the moment sort of thing. I don't know what it is, but I just cry. Every single time he calls me mama, I cry. Because I'm still in shock. I still haven't processed it. I can't believe that we are here. You know,
it's a huge journey you've gone through, and at the same time as having to keep going every day. It's always need that long time to process, right? Is there any, I know I'm throwing this on you, but is there any part of the book that you want to share with us? Maybe like 1 or 2 paragraphs?
Let's see. I had some that I wanted to share during the lunch, but I will be reading chapter 17 during the lunch, because I feel like chapter 17 is hope and dread together, and how I feel like it's one of the most difficult situation, and then you have a bit. It's titled Unexpected Miracle, because I felt like when you feel like you're losing it all, and at the same time there's that light at the end of the tunnel. So it kind of interwinging the 17. So that is the one I'll be reading for my lunch. So any of the viewers, please come on the 17th of May.
Yeah, so I'm just about to link it. Come and book your ticket, please. There's VIP tickets you can get, which includes a glass of something and a pre-signed book. So you get a book before anyone else does. You can book via Eventbrite. Here is the link. There you go.
So
let us know when you're ready. Oh, Joelle will be there. She can't wait. Fantastic. Oh, Jamal's our ticket book. You're coming. Oh, brilliant. I'll see you there. Looking forward to seeing you.
Meeting with you. Looking forward to seeing
Okay.
you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I could read the prologue. I could read maybe the paragraph of the prologue. I'm still going to read it on my lunch anyways.
You can
But
do it.
think
I'll take
yeah,
myself out as you read then. So let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. So my prologue, mother's intuition. I never imagined that a routine 20 weeks ultrasound would change my life forever. Like any expectant mom, I walked into the hospital with my heart full of excitement and nerves. I got to see my baby's tiny form on the screen. But in an instant, joy turned to dread the moment the sonographer's expression shifted, and I knew something was terribly wrong. Before she spoke, a cold wave of fear washed over me. My baby's heart was not like other hearts. That is what the doctors will soon tell me.
You okay?
Um,
Okay. Shall we stop there?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want me to take you out for a bit and bring you back in a minute?
please.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone watching, hugs to you. I know that this is really, really tough. I haven't heard Ezinwanne read back her work. I'm not sure she has read it back out loud. Um, and so obviously it's kind of taking her back to the moment. It's a wonderful book, absolutely beautiful. If you've just turned on, it's called Heartbeat of Hope. I get a bit choked up. A mother's journey through resilience, medicine, and hope. It's a really hopeful story of coming through the journey of her son, of being told before her son was born that he had a heart defect, and coming out the other end. I've seen photos of him. He is such a beautiful, smiley, happy boy. And I'm really looking forward to meeting the whole family and the support system that I've been reading about at her book launch, which is going to be in Romford. If you want to book your ticket, you can book your ticket here via Eventbrite. Heartbeat of Hope, a mother's journey through resilience, medicine, and hope. So I'm just going to ask Ezinwanne just to give me the thumbs up. I can see her on a little screen over there. So when you're ready, just give me the thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. You ready? Okay. All right. Please send her some hearts as she comes back in.
Thank you so sorry about that.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Takes you back to the moment, right? Probably I shouldn't have asked you to read. But thank you so much for sharing and for writing this amazing book, because what it does, it gives so much hope to other people who are, number one, going through this, but also people who are going through something difficult and challenging in general, because you know how you write it and the hope and the faith that you carry and the strength and the resilience really shines through. Lee's sending some hearts. There you go. You've got hearts from us. Um, let's talk then a little bit about your faith, because that was something that really strong that really shone through. You speak about hope, love, and faith. So, how did your faith sustain you through those difficult periods?
I faith was faith and hope was all I've got, you know. And when I pray, which prior to Lion being in hospital was every single day. But I found that when he was in hospital, I was way too tired to pray. There were days that I would want to start and I would just cry through it. I held on to the idea that God could read my heart. He knew how I felt. And I have my best friend, God bless her. She would always send me prayers via voice note.
Yeah.
She carried me through. I still have that voice note that she sent me from when Lion was in hospital. Some days I will listen to it. She doesn't know this, so she's watching this. She probably will find out. Some days I will listen to it and I feel comforted. I just feel like I can't explain the way it makes me feel. It gives me that idea of hope. Prayer just does it for me. It just
Mm.
makes me feel like, everything is under control, just hanging there. It just gives you that comfort that you need. Because when you're going through a difficult situation, you lose hope.
Mm.
Unfortunately, you lose hope and you don't always see the way out of it. You don't think there is a way out of it. But the way I went into that situation and the person I am today are two different people. I feel like I have found a side of me that I never knew existed. I'm more resilient. I'm more understanding. I am at the same time I'm very fragile. So I don't know how to explain myself that I discovered from this journey. It's very difficult.
That
But
actually was
I am gone.
I was going to say that actually was one of my next questions was about you've got a real mix of like strength, but also vulnerability, and
Yeah,
both of those coming together. And something you just said there about sometimes, and it's okay, to sometimes we do lose hope. We're human, and sometimes we feel powerless. Sometimes we feel helpless. And reading your book, I can't imagine how that must feel as a mother whose instinct is to want to protect and love and nurture your child, having to hand over all of that responsibility to a medical team that you don't know. Um, and all there is left really is that faith. So yeah, shout out to Ava. I know that's her character name, and all the other
yeah,
people in the book who stood in the gap for you, because that is such an important. It just makes all the difference, and your book is testament to that. So we've got some
yeah,
comments here. Your sister Shinere, is that if I said that right? Uh, is saying
yeah,
strong woman, hugs. Ikaria, she's one of our authors, breadwinner. She's giving you some hearts as well. So you've got all this beautiful support. Please do follow Lilian on Facebook. She's tagged in. If you're watching on LinkedIn, I don't think you're on LinkedIn, are you? Yeah, so she's tagged in on Facebook. You can follow her and all the links in the comments as well. And you can also buy a copy of the book. How can you not? You can get it from the Conscious Dreams bookshop. Which is better because you get a signed copy, and Lilian makes so I call you Ezinwanne and Lilian. It's 3 times much more royalties when you buy directly from the author, or you can buy from Amazon or any good retailer. So let's talk a bit about your life, right? How do you balance? You know it already. Being a mother of 3, being a social
yeah.
worker, a content creator, because I do see your videos on YouTube and TikTok, and your lives are fantastic. And now being a published author, how do you do it all?
I don't know. That's the honest
Fair enough.
answer. I don't know. I think the whole idea of just taking it one step at a time. One thing that I do that I will probably do for the rest of my life is that I have got a priority list. So I color block things from what is really important to what can wait. So that way it helped me manage my stress at the same time, deal with what is important. So
Mm.
for me, I just juggle it all. Take it one priority at a time, one step at a time. I don't overwhelm myself. Like I waited. Thank goodness I finished writing my book before I started working, because I wouldn't have been able to complete it. Because my work, as you know, how many times have you tried to ask me? Are you coming for the appointment? It's a lot. It's it's chaotic sometimes, but I'm doing what I love. I think that is the most important thing. I love being a mom. I love being an author, and I love being a social worker because I feel like I am able to make that direct impact to people's life.
Mm-hmm.
So I love what I do,
And you're
but I'm
doing
not
it
having
all.
any more.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done. Well, you've had a book baby now, so maybe you have more
Yeah,
book baby. If
yeah.
you're watching, Noel Gordon is saying, "Great talk, friend, lovely." If Lilian Ezinwanne has inspired you during this conversation, how can she not? Put up a heart emoji, please. See, you can inspire just through a 30-minute chat. Fantastic. I've got a few more questions for you. We're going to talk about sort of writing and publishing process now. So obviously, you came on board. You had your own sort of private diaries that you transformed into a book. And when you made your submission, like I said, some people need a lot of work in terms of the writing process. Sometimes people need a lot of work in terms of structure. Your structure and your writing was beautiful, like really beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Did you find it therapeutic or challenging?
Therapeutic. As I said earlier, writing is my way to escape. Writing is my way to survive. Writing has been a passion of, I think, is my first love, if I could say that. I've always loved to write. Even sometimes I have to stop myself. I'm writing a long text to my sister. She's like, "Stop it." So I love writing. I love to write. The
With
other day when I was talking to my dad about my book, he said, "I still got the letter that you wrote me from secondary school. I'm still reading it." I'm like, "Dad,
oh,
come on." So
I think we would have
it's
been great friends at school. I think definitely. Let's talk about the practical aspects of it now, the design. This is the part that I really love, even though I'm not a designer, but we have a fantastic team. And Emily, who does a lot of our book designs, this is brilliant. So obviously we spoke
yeah.
with you, we asked you your color palette, what kind of ideas do you have? Talk us through, and you chose the right color. You really did. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Talk us through
Something
your
about,
cover and yep, sorry.
yeah, go on.
Sorry, I
Something
was just saying,
about
yeah.
it.
I think there's a
Go on now,
delay.
I'll let you.
Go on,
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Go
quiet and
on.
then you answer.
I'll let you go.
No, I'm just saying, can you talk us through your cover, your design and your concepts? Now I'm going to be quiet.
Yeah. So I had an idea in my head. For me, the yellow background there kind of symbolizes hope for me, and is something that I wanted people to hold on to. That there is like your storm, it's you could see that the hope is kind of overshadowing the storm. So, and if you look on this picture, which I think is really significant, if you look at Lion, he's smiling, but if you look at me, you can't express what it's like, that hope, and trying to, I can't say that I'm happy 100%. I'm just holding on to that hope. And you could see
Yeah,
that lightning, that bit. It's like the hope is shining through. So it's taking over my whole being. So for me, this is what I wanted to leave people with. That you might have a little storm in your life right now. You might have a cloud over, but look at that. Look at that sun. Look at that hope. It's coming bright. Just hold on to it. Hold on to it, because it will take you all over.
that's
So
lovely.
for me, yeah, I wanted something that symbolizes light, and that whole idea around hope taking over your challenges. Whatever it is that you're going through, just hang in there, because there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you.
And
That's
you Emily is perfect, because I wouldn't have wanted anything different. This is perfect. This is perfect.
yay. Oh,
I
lovely.
love it.
Lovely. You've really broken that down. You've analysed it to a point where I haven't noticed some of those things, what you said about the expressions, and the light overshadowing the storm at the top. But yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
sorry, but it
Even
is
though,
one of my favourites.
yeah. Even though he carries the cloud, he's still happy.
Mm,
He's carrying that heart, but he's carrying it well. He's happy.
yeah,
He's
lovely.
trying to tell me, Mommy, you need to hang in there because our light is coming together and it's shining through your heart. And today it shines through. You will meet Lion at the lunch.
I can't wait. Joelle says such
Thank
a lovely
you.
meaning to your book cover. Great words.
Thank,
I've got two
thank
more
you, God.
questions. What surprised you most about the publishing process? Sorry, I keep falling down. Obviously writing is one thing, and then you're the next step is the journey of publishing. Is there anything that surprised you during that journey?
It was how easy you made it look.
Oh,
It was how stress-free you made it. You kind of took it over and your passion kind of shined through the whole publishing process. You carried my book the way I would carry my book. You carried it like your child. And I wanted to thank you, Danny. I know I'm not always easy to get hold of. My emails, you're chasing me up. But
busy. Yeah, are you coming on?
and I'm grateful, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for making this process straightforward, easy. Easy is not even the word. I can't explain the word. You made it straightforward, easy, and I can't believe that my lunch is in 2 days.
I
Sometimes
know.
I'm signing the books. I've got some signed copy up there. I'm signing the ones that have been pre-ordered, but the whole publishing process, I can't say there's something that surprised me off of it, other than the fact that you made it look so easy, because the idea that my dad gave me wasn't what you gave me. My dad told me what he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, Dad." He said, "It's gonna be one hell of a journey, but I mean, you made it so easy." And guys, if you've got a piece that you're writing, shout out to Danny, because she will chase you up. She will message you. She will give you that. She will get you where you need to be. So yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've been made it easy for me to work with as well. Like I said, your manuscript was like, I read that in just a few days because it was that gripping for me, but just so beautifully as a writer, it is so beautiful to read, and that I could see the vision straight away. And I want, I always want every book to be great and every book to shine. But I could really understood your vision from reading it and from speaking to you as well. So I'm so glad that all of us could create this for you. And, I'm really looking forward to your launch on Saturday. Please do
Yeah.
come, everybody. I've put the tickets in the link. The link in the, yeah, in the post. Last,
It
it's
happens.
getting late. Last question. Oh, okay. There's a question here from Demels. I think you might have answered this a bit, but what was the most difficult in writing the book, telling your story? Did you say it was about?
When he had his open heart surgery,
Yeah.
that was the most difficult aspect of it. The whole book, I think that was the most difficult bit that I wrote. Now that I've completed the book, if I was asked this question, which obviously wouldn't be the case when I first started, I would say it was when I found out about art. However, writing it was when he had his open heart surgery. I feel like that is the most difficult thing, leaving your child, not knowing what will happen. That was the most difficult bit. And I'll be brave to try to read a bit of that on my lunch.
Oh gosh, we'll all be on hand. Don't worry, we'll be in hand. So last question then: what advice would you give to someone who feels they have a powerful story but they're unsure where to begin or whether their story is even worth it?
I would tell them to get it out there, you know, take it one step at a time, get that manuscript, whether you think is worth it or not. You don't know the impact you could make to a person's life. Somebody that might be going through similar situation like you've gone through, you don't know the difference you will make in their life. There is no such thing as a story that is not worth it. I believe that every story's got its uniqueness and it speaks to the audience that it needs to speak to. So get it out there, put it together. That's one thing I would say. I would also be talking a lot more about the writing process on my YouTube page, because that's something that I've got questions on, how the writing process was, some of the challenges that I had writing it. For me, that my passion is writing. I wouldn't say that I didn't have challenges. Of course, we have challenges in situations, but it was managed well for me. So it's something that I would be talking about a lot more on my YouTube videos. But if you've got a story and you're watching this right now, just get it out there. Get your story out there. Put it together. Send it to Danny, guys. That's all. Submit
Bring
that
it on, bring it
manuscript.
on.
That is all you need to do. Take it one step at a time. There is no such thing as a wordless story.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very encouraging and inspiring words. Ezinwanne, it's been amazing to speak with you today. Noel says, I want to come, but I'll be in Bristol that day. Well, Noel, get a copy of the book. I would love to know your thoughts. If you get it from the Conscious Dreams Bookshop, you will get a signed copy direct from Ezinwanne. Ezinwanne, you are an amazing, amazing human. I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person on Saturday. In fact, all of us at Conscious Dreams coming down to support you and meeting your beautiful family and your support system that we've heard so much about. Romford is not far, guys. If you live in London, it's not far at all. Get yourself down.
Great. It's great. It's not Romford.
Oh, sorry, Grays. Get yourself down there, all right? I need to learn wherever it is outside of London. It's terrible, isn't it? Looking forward to it very, very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please join me next week. It's going to be Wednesday, the 21st. I'm actually interviewing a very good friend of mine. I've known him since I was at uni doing film and TV. He was one of our illustrators, really hugely talented. His name is Jay Thompson, aka CVAJ. He actually had a heart attack 2 years ago, younger than me, had a heart attack 2 years ago. And he is developing a game called Mr. Chimpy, all about healthy heart awareness, which it's complete coincidence that you're back-to-back interviews, so please do tune in. It's going to be telling you more about his game that he's launching. He's also launching a campaign fund and calling on the community to help him so that he can bring this to life, to teach young people about being healthy and healthy heart awareness. So please do join us Wednesday, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST, Wednesday the 21st of May. Ezinwanne, I will see you on Saturday and hope to see many of you on Saturday as well. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Evening.
You too. Bye.
So Ezinwanne, stay online. We're going to say bye to everyone else. Bye.
Okay.